it took kind of an emotional toll, but it also kind of imbued just this sense of responsibility.
We knew it was for a discrete period of time, and the time was running out. The decision was made in the matter of 4 minutes.
I mean, there's a lot of things that happened in the course of a week.
I knew a little bit about the situation going on in Afghanistan. Of course, I had seen the headlines.
We were coming up to our departure date, and there were still a lot of people that needed to get out. So I was made aware of it through a colleague, and I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really cool that I could use these skills that I've been practicing and learning over the last few years to help people.
So when I got a call from my teammate, and he explained to me that there was this movement called Digital Dunkirk, which was a grassroots effort put together by pockets of volunteers that were essentially trying to bridge communication gaps and help people find ways to safety and get them out of a bad situation. I basically said, how can we help with this?
When I first came to Dan, the CEO, and was like, hey, this is what's going on. I'm going to take PTO because this is important, right? Like, we can't turn our backs on these people. He didn't even bat an eye. He was just like, okay, yeah, do it, but don't take PTO.
The government was kind of being overthrown, right? So there were a lot of pretty bad communication channels, and we're talking about cell systems going down because towers are being destroyed, or if someone is seen with a cell phone, their cell phones are being destroyed. So in a lot of cases, we're trying to find alternative communication channels and even speak through those channels in code. We're using a lot of our encryption knowledge and using a lot of our operational security knowledge, both from cybersecurity and from folks on our team that are former military.
We were able to utilize a lot of our open source intelligence techniques that we've all been honing
to discover where Taliban checkpoints were, what gates were open at the Kabul airport, threat levels, things like that, and passing that information along to the contacts that we were provided.
And enable them to, safely get out.
A secondary function that we did provide as well is help fill out paperwork if that was needed. Internet at the time was very sporadic. The Taliban have and were shutting down cell networks and internet after periods of darkness. Offensive cyber can go both ways. It can go to the malicious side, which most people would call doxing, to put out the true identity of an individual on the internet. But also on the other side, that same information can be used to gather every bit of data on an individual so that you can pass the proper paperwork. But these people were taking photos and posting to the internet, and that allowed us to create a map. Here are checkpoints, here are places to avoid, and we could provide that information to our families.
It was surreal to be seeing on the news everything that was happening, and then knowing that in my computer in front of me, I'm aiding in this.
During the week of Digital Dunkirk, I don't think we slept more than maybe 8 or 9 hours, right? It was usually trying to work through the night, have a few hours of sleep, get back into it.
Looking back, it's hard not to get emotional about it, to be honest. I mainly thought we'd probably play some light administrative role and, who knows, maybe help fill out some forms or push some papers around. But pretty quickly I realized just how involved and how critical our people were to some of the operations there.
Total number I saw from the group that we were assisting was around 200 families escaped. Our little group, the little section that we directly worked with, got about 50 people out.
I'm just extremely proud of the team that we have, for them to sort of live the things that we talk about, right? I mean, who would have known, 5 months into this company, we would have true heroes on our team.
We don't always see ourselves in positions where we get to do something of this magnitude every day, but these things do happen, and even when they're not to this level, cybersecurity, this realm, is a very serious field.
It was doing what we felt was right, and continuing to do what we feel is right.
My work experience, there have been a few crowning achievements, I would call them, that will always stick with me, and this will be one of them for sure, and right up at the top of the list.
I think going into it, we kind of said to ourselves, if we could save one person, no matter the effort, it would be worth it. Not knowing like what sort of an impact we could actually make, we potentially helped save the lives of 50 people. To me, that's a tremendous win.